a monkey in your pants?
Right, folks, this is an update to I think the previous video, the Xbox One issue video thing. If you're unaware, I basically got an Xbox One. Same day I got it, it had an issue with coil whine. It's the only way we could explain it. Check my previous video if you've not seen it. Yeah, there seems to be a problem with Xbox Ones without the Connect. Some of them have got a coil whine issue when it's either in the dashboard or on standby. So I was a bit peeved. I had to spend about an hour arguing with Microsoft to send me another one. They wanted me to send it off. I was having none of it, basically. I did get a bit arsey, but got it resolved in the end. To give them their credit, though, like they did send me one out the following day after the phone call. I made the phone call late at night, and it arrived the day after that. So that's the box that it came in. That's what that is sitting there. And this is my VHS player. No, it's not. That's my old Xbox. The faulty one, if you like. And I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't happen where I'd get sent a replacement, it would have the same issue, and I'd have to bounce it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And since making the previous video, some people said that theirs was completely fine. They unplug the Connect because it's when it's got a Connect plugged into it, it stops the sort of coil whine noise. And a couple of people says, "Oh, mine does make a noise, but I can't hear it that much. It's in a TV unit, etc." I think, for example, if I had it in the living room, I probably wouldn't hear it because it would be sitting in a little TV sort of unit type thing, well, a big TV unit, and I'd be sitting a good 6 meters away from it, maybe, on the sofa. But obviously, it's in this games room, and I'm a meter and a half away from it if you're lucky when I'm sitting on the sofa back there against the wall. But glad to say that the replacement one that came, it worked perfectly fine, no noise from it. But I've realised there's another noise. It's the power supply. It's got a fan in it, and it's fucking noisy. I wouldn't say there's something wrong with it, or it's it's just obviously the design of it. When it's on standby mode, when it's not in the energy saving mode, when it's in the mode like the Xbox is, where it can receive updates, etc. When it's switched off, the power supply is basically always on. And it's got a little fan running inside it, and I hear it a lot, and it's something that I didn't hear with my previous Xbox. And I think the reason being is, again, it was the TV unit in the living room is where I had the first Xbox that I had a few months back or whatever on release. But I had the power supply tucked down the back of the wooden TV unit, which had a solid back, whereas in here I've got like a open style glass shelved table, so I can hear it. So yeah, the Xbox, it doesn't seem to make a noise, or nowhere near as bad as what it did. Anyway, if it does, it's hardly audible compared to the previous one, but now I can hear the power supply whirring away. It's actually louder than my computer, and I'm a bit of a noise freak in the fact that I water cooled my PC originally due to the fact that fans make too much noise. And all my fans run pretty low on the PC, low speed wise, so they don't make much noise. But now I can hear the fan for the power supply. I can hear it now. The camera won't pick it up because it's noise cancelling and whatever. But I can hear the fan from the power supply, even though the Xbox is off now. And it's annoying. But there is a solution to it, a bit of a workaround. Some people say maybe you shouldn't need to do that, maybe you shouldn't. It's not a fault with the Xbox One power supply, it's just obviously the nature of the design of it, and maybe in a normal living room environment setup you wouldn't hear it, especially if it's tucked down behind a unit or you're sitting a good 5 meters away from it. But like I say, I'm about a meter and a half away, so I do hear it. The solution is to get an Xbox 360 original, I think, power supply unit. You have to be quite careful because the later ones were less rated wattage wise, so they won't work with an Xbox One. But you get a 203 watt Xbox 360 power supply, and you get an adapter that goes on the end, and then it converts it to the Xbox One input connection, and that power supply runs completely silent. So needless to say, I'm a bit of a freak when it comes to stuff like that. If something can be changed to make it better for me audio wise, if that even makes sense coming out of my face at that second go, I will do it. So I'm possibly going to look into that, and I'll update you as well on that when I get it, and show you how it connects together and the difference that it makes basically. There's not necessarily anything wrong with the power supply that I've got. It's just got a fan inside it, and fans that small you hear, and the fan runs constantly if you've got the console on standby mode, which I can hear right now. But saying that, the noise that the Xbox One makes, including the power supply, is a lot less than what the PS4 makes when you're playing a game, for example, because the PS4, the fan in that, when it ramps up, it's pretty audible, especially when you're sitting 1.5 meters away with it. Most of the time, though, I do play with headphones on, so it's not a problem, but the power supply for the Xbox One, it's going to annoy me because I'm going to keep the unit on standby all the time and I can hear it. And it might not annoy everybody, but maybe I'm just being a bit pernickety and a bit anal about it. I do not know. But that's it, guys. I thought I'd come on and give you a quick update on the Xbox One situation. Took an argument with Microsoft on the phone to get a replacement sent out without me sending mine first. Needless to say, give them their due. They sent it they posted out the following day. I received it the day after. All I need to do is stick the old one in a box and stick the label that gets in it and drop it off somewhere in town, and UPS collect it and take it back to Microsoft, and that's it. So for that side of things, it was pretty smooth sailing, or as much as it could be. But yeah, it's just the power supply fan that annoys me now. But I'll sort that with what I said with the original Xbox 360 power supply. But I'll do an update video on that as well. Let's see when I get it. Whew. But that's it for me, guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Like on my Xbox One. Yeah, I'm just a bit of a noise freak, obviously. I'll catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?